Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Myth of the Gym. This week's myth is an interesting one because it's really widely held that this myth is a thing. It really has to be, but it really doesn't have to be. And so I'll kind of go into that a little bit, and we'll look and see what the myth is. Today's myth is that you need to have 10,000 steps in a day in order to be healthy. This comes from some studies that were done in the recent decade or so, and they were looking at minimum daily activity levels and things that process into those activity levels. So items of activity, let's say, um, that allowed you to have those minimum daily activity levels. And this really came on with the development of personal activity or personal exercise tracking devices. Everybody knows that if you have an Apple Watch or any kind of smartwatch nowadays, or you're using something like a Fitbit, it's going to tell you how many steps you took. And then it tracks that very, very aggressively. Um, the accuracy of those step counts are usually to be seen, but it's not what we're talking about today. So if you're looking at 10,000 steps as your only activity in a day, this is going to be important because getting activity is going to be beneficial for you. However, it is not the only way. It also is not a necessary requirement in being healthy. Should you get out and walk around? Yes, it sounds great. That would be wonderful for you. Do you have to have that as your main activity for the day? No, you do not. You do not have to walk a series of steps of anything, especially not of the range of 10,000 steps, to be able to have a healthy lifestyle. Should you get out and walk around in general and be able to move around your house and feel good doing that? Yes, that should be a requirement in having a good, healthy lifestyle, is feeling good and be able to move around. Um, so from the concept of you have to have 10,000 steps to be healthy, the answer is no. Would someone who has 10,000 steps in a day be healthier than someone who does not? If those are your only modes of activity, yes, you're going to be in better shape and better conditioned if you are walking at any distance over someone who does not move at all. But if you're someone who lifts weights or who does trampoline training or who does any kind of hiking, who does any kind of rock climbing, those are all things that necessarily would not count on your 10,000 step meter. You're going to be probably in great shape, or you're going to see some benefit from that on the health side. So, do you have to walk 10,000 steps in a day every day to see benefits or to be a healthy person, to be the healthiest person you can be? Answer is no. Can you? Yes, that can be a part of your plan, a part of what you do. It can be a great place to start, but it is not the end all be all when it comes to health, and definitely not the end all be all when it comes to monitoring your health on a daily basis. Find something that you like to do and use that. Find something that drives you or brings you fun, brings you enjoyment. Use that as your meter for exercise. Find time to exercise in a day. You will be healthier for it. Focus on 10,000 steps as a major necessity to that. It may take you the wrong direction.